Hey everybody, what's going on? Yeah, don't mind me. The nip headage. Alright. Now, I posted on Facebook recently about how I want to start doing videos where I talk about movies that I've seen. Specifically, I got a stack of Blu-rays that it's been accumulating for some time. And these are all movies that I really wanted to watch, but I never got the chance to see it in the theater or to even sit down and watch it on home video before. And I know it's kind of a weird thing to do. I get that, but I find the Blu-rays pretty cheap at certain places. And what I wanted to do, I wanted to go over the ones that I have, and hopefully, maybe you can help me figure out which one to start off with. The plan is, I want to do maybe one a month, something like that. And it just so happens that when I originally came up with this idea and I took a picture of all the Blu-rays I had and posted it on Facebook, I had pretty much 12 Blu-rays. Well, that collection kind of grew just a little, that stack out just a little bit taller. So what I would like to do now, I would like to basically go over the Blu-rays I got, and I'm also thinking about if there's a way I can put a poll up on the Facebook page. Maybe you can do the poll thing, and help me figure out which one I should do first. So, in no particular order, these are the movies that I plan on doing videos about. I want to do pretty much watch all of these, but one at a time, of course, and do a video, tell you what I think of it, and tell you what, let me get the more famous ones out of the way first. The main reason why I want to make this, a lot of these movies are kind of obscure, and I want to make sure every one of them gets a fair shot at being the first one. Because it's going to be, because if I throw something obvious out there, okay, boom, you're going to pick that one if I don't tell you what the other ones are about. So, let me just dig out the ones that are super well known. And we'll get to the rest of them. So we'll bang out the famous ones first. Alright, number one on the list, technically, The Wolf of Wall Street. Big Oscar nominee, Leonardo DiCaprio, nominated for Best Actor for this. He didn't win. A lot of people thought he should have won, because a lot of people are saying this is his best performance. Chances are you already know about this movie. It was a big hit. I wanted to see this in the theaters. I really did. Never got around to it, which is basically the story that's going to go with all these other videos here. But I was really looking forward. I really want to see this, and I thought might as well do something special with it. Maybe, hey, do a video where I tell you what I think about it. So, Wolf of Wall Street, Leonardo DiCaprio, directed by Martin Scorsese, who's freaking awesome. So first off, Wolf of Wall Street. Boom. Second one up for consideration, The Town, directed by and starring Ben Affleck. One of the best movies of the year when it came out. I've never seen this, but I did see Argo, and Argo was phenomenal. I loved Argo to death, and I've heard nothing but good things about The Town. It's supposed to be a really great movie, big heist and Boston and everything, and yeah, Ben Affleck. I know people joke about his acting all the time and whatnot. Number one, I think he's a pretty good actor. Number two, he's a really good director. He makes really good movies. So, The Town is also up on the list. Changing gears quite a bit, Rambo. This is the last big Rambo movie that Stallone did. Again, heard nothing but good things about it. There's a lot of action, really bloody, and it's another one I am kicking myself to this day. Why haven't I sat down and watched this yet? I heard it's really good, and again, this is up on the list. So Rambo, the last Rambo movie with Stallone, of course, and I think the chick who played Darla and Buffy, an Angel. Next up, one that people are saying I probably shouldn't watch, Prometheus, which is considered to be sort of kind of the prequel to Alien in some respects. This is the big Mondo for this collector's edition. I just found it for cheap somewhere, and it's And I want to make up my own mind about this, whether or not I think it's bad. I don't know. Some people have really crapped on this movie pretty hard, though it still made a lot of money, and some people thought it was good. And again, I want to see it. Haven't gotten around to it. Prometheus. Here we go. Another one. The True Grit remake by the Coen brothers with Jeff Bridges as Rooster Cogburn. Big fan of the story. I love the original movie. I love the book. I actually read the book back in junior high and did a book report on it. And I had the added bonus of being the only kid in class who actually saw the movie. So I actually understood the book a lot better than a lot of the other kids did. Again, I'm at the risk of repeating myself. I always wanted to see it, never have. I heard this is really great. Because it's got all the elements that I like. It's a cool ass story that I love. It's got Jeff Bridges, who's always great. It's got this directed by the Coen brothers. I love the Coen brothers. True Grit on the list. And now going back to a little more recent stuff, American Hustle. So it's up for like 10 Oscars. Really popular movie. A lot of people loved it. Christian Bale, Amy Adams as a pair of con artists. They get reeled into this plot by this crooked FBI agent, played by Bradley Cooper, to take down this crooked politician, played by Jeremy Renner. And on top of all that, you got Jennifer freaking Lawrence. So, again, didn't get around to it. Want to watch this. Heard it's freaking amazing. I love the cast in this. I love these actors. So, American Hustle on the list. Alright, so those are the more well-known movies. So those are the ones you probably already know about. But now I'm getting into the ones that are a little lesser known, maybe not as well publicized. And I want you to give these an equal shot when you're making your pick. Okay? So that being said, let me get kind of the more off-the-wall one out of the way here. Justice League War. This is a DC animated feature. Straight to a home video, and I know what you're saying. Straight to home video usually equals suck, but these DC animated ones have historically been pretty damn good. Like Batman Under the Red Hood was really great, I thought, and a lot of the other ones they made were great. And this one is about the quote unquote New 52 version of the Justice League, how they got together. So pretty much you got all the big shots in this: Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, and so on. And judging from the strength of the other animated things DC have done over the years, chances are this one's going to be pretty good. Haven't sat down and watched it yet. I don't usually buy these on Blu-ray mainly because these end up getting on Netflix streaming pretty quick. But for some ungodly reason, I saw it was on sale, super cheap, bam, snatched it up. Justice League War. Boom. Alright. New Police Story, Jackie Chan. You know me, you know I am a huge fan of Hong Kong action movies, especially Jackie Chan, and I love martial arts flicks. And this is the newest version of Police Story. It's a series of movies that Jackie's done in Hong Kong. The second one got retitled Super Cop, got released in the States. That's one with Jackie and Michelle Yeoh. And this is the newest version, the newest Police Story movie that came out. Let me see. This came out 2004, actually. I've never seen it, and it's Jackie Chan. It's loaded with stunts. You know it's going to be great because it's fucking Jackie Chan. And again, why haven't I seen this yet? So, New Police Story, another one for the list. Sticking with the action theme, The Raid Redemption. If you know me, you're asking yourself right now, Chris, why the fuck have you not seen The Raid Redemption? I've been asking myself that question for a long time. This is supposed to be, right here, one of the single best action movies ever made. Okay, the story for this basically got lifted and got used in Dredd, like the Judge Dredd movie that came out, I think like last year, which was awesome. And hey, make a Dredd sequel, seriously. Carl Urban was the fucking bomb in Dredd, okay? I said the bomb. 45-year-old white boy said the bomb. Still use it in context I'm describing how awesome he thinks something is. That's how much I love Carl Urban as Dredd. That's how much I loved Dredd. And when I think the story for that basically got lifted from this movie and that this is supposed to be one of the single best action movies ever freaking made. And the sequel, I think, just came out recently. I really want to see this. The question is, how long is it going to take me to get to this after getting through all this other shit? You want this to be number one? Vote this number one. Just so I can see this first, because The Raid Redemption is supposed to be freaking amazing. Alright. Now we move on to something I'm a little iffy about. I bought this back when I was really still kind of high on this guy. And now, after the last several movies he's made, not so much. I'll give you a hint. This guy, the last 2 movies he's made, has lost $300 million. Imagine if you were a guy who lost $300 million. Who lost $300 million, you ask? Well, none other than Johnny freaking Depp. Yeah, Captain Jack Sparrow lost $300 million. Because, well, let me put it this way. Fuck him in Alice in Wonderland. Fuck him in Dark Shadows. Fuck him in Lone Ranger. And I can't say anything about the new movie Transcendence because I haven't seen it yet, and I'm not going to. You want to know why? Because the last 3 Johnny Depp movies before that sucked. But this came out, I think, before all that. It's the Rum Diary, based on the story by Hunter S. Thompson, and of course Johnny Depp was the lead character in Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas. Hunter S. Thompson again. The only thing I got to judge this by is the trailer. The trailer looked great. I found this for super freaking cheap, and I bought this back when I still liked Johnny Depp. So, Rum Diary. So this is the only iffy one, to me anyway, in the pile, because it stars a guy who I'm really not very high on anymore. I mean, seriously. Okay, my hatred for the Lone Ranger movie is a whole other series of videos. Okay? I mean, seriously, fuck that movie and everyone involved in it. Rum Diary. I mean, I hope it's good. I mean, this was from when Johnny Depp was still making good movies, and Hunter S. Thompson, he's great. Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas was an amazing movie. This is by the same guy, so. Please be good. Okay. The Cabin in the Woods. This is from director Joss Whedon. He is the guy, of course, brought us not only Avengers, but he's the guy who created, Buffy the Vampire Slayer, Angel, Firefly, Dollhouse, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. I'm a huge Joss Whedon fan, and again, why haven't I watched this yet? Because again, I've heard it's really freaking good. I know people have been trying very hard to spoil this movie for me for a long time. I have been able to be spoiler free for this movie. And I understand there's a big spoiler in this, and it's basically it's just a really comedic slash horrific take on horror movies. Where the teenagers go to the cabin in the woods and evil manifests itself one way or another. Cabin in the Woods, heard it's really good. A lot of good reviews. A lot of people love this movie. Haven't watched it yet, so again, for your consideration, Cabin in the Woods. The Darkest Hour. Now, haven't seen or heard a lot of reviews about this, good or bad. It's a horror movie, technically, about these town getting attacked by these invisible monsters that are just disintegrating people. And the only way you can tell if one is nearby is that they give off a lot of electricity. If you got like light bulbs or something, they'll start going off, letting you know that they're nearby. Saw the trailer for this. Really, really nice looking special effects in this. It's a straight up horror movie from what I understand. The Darkest Hour. It wasn't a huge hit. Haven't heard a lot of reviews about this, but the trailer looked amazing. This was super cheap, so that's good enough for me. The Darkest Hour. Another one for your consideration. Now, I had the feeling this is going to be dead last. Alright, next up. The Proposition. This is a Western set in Australia. You know, so think Quigley. So, if you're thinking Quigley Down Under, don't, because this is actually a pretty dark movie. So, in a nutshell, from what I've read on the back of the box, it is about an outlaw whose younger brother is is getting ready to be hung, you know, for various acts of outlawry. But the chief constable goes to the older brother outlaw and gives him and makes him a deal. Okay, you have an older brother who's still on the loose. He's a psycho killer, and he's a psycho killer. He murders everybody that he comes across. So we're gonna make you a deal. We'll let your younger brother go if you go out, track down your older brother, and kill him, and bring back proof that you did it. Because if you don't do it, we're going to hang the little brother. So it puts this guy in a pretty tight spot. So does he try to save the younger brother? Does he just run off and just with the older brother and just hightail it and then leave the little brother to his fate? Yeah, it's pretty messed up story. And this has gotten massively good reviews around the board from everybody. And also, another reason why I bought this, well, one, it's cheap. Another reason besides that, the story from one of my favorite video games ever, Red Dead Redemption, is based on this movie. So a lot of themes from this movie made its way into Red Dead Redemption. I love that game tremendously. Freaking love that game. And anything connected to it, I am on board for. And the Proposition plays big into the storyline in Red Dead Redemption as far as inspiration and all that. And yeah, Proposition, I'm really looking forward to this. Okay, this is one I don't know a whole lot about, but it's one of those movies where everybody is just hyped it, and oh my god, this is an amazing movie, and all that shit. Attack the Block. All I really know about this movie is it's set in London, kind of inner city in London. You got a bunch of inner city youths causing trouble, you know, riffraff and all that, them punk kids with their chubby checker twist nonsense. And aliens show up. Alien invasion happens, and these street kids, these little punky street kids, basically have to fight back against this alien invasion. And you're thinking, okay, maybe that's kind of dopey, but it turns out this is supposed to be really well directed, really well made, a lot of good actors in this. And on top of all of that, Nick Frost from the Cornetto trilogy movies, namely Shaun of the Dead, Hot Fuzz, The World's End, he's in this. That right alone made me want to buy this. That and the fact that it was like $5 when I found it. So so Attack the Block. It's supposed to be really good. A lot of good reviews. A lot of buzz about this, about how great it was. Though it didn't really get a huge theatrical release here in this country. Didn't make so it didn't make big box office or anything. This movie is it's a British movie, and yeah, I really want to see this. I know I'm saying that about all these, but Attack the Block. It's supposed to be really good. And oh yeah, and apparently there's a lot of inner city London slang that I will not understand in this. And I do love me some British slang, so when I get the chance to learn more. So if I watch this, be prepared to hear me say a lot of words from this in casual conversation, and you'll just turn around and walk away from me. Next up. Alright, this needs a little explanation. There was a movie out a few years ago from Thailand. It was called Chocolate. And I think this is from about the same studio, same producers that made Ong Bak, the Thai Warrior, which is the big Tony Jaa movie. I think that, and also they made the one that got retitled in this country as The Protector, where basically Tony Jaa is a guy trying to protect his elephant in the big city, trying to keep crazy rich people from eating it. And yeah, I do realize how completely dumb that sounds, but see The Protector. If you want to see one of the most badass fight scenes in film history, see The Protector. There's this whole sequence where he's fighting his way up this big circular staircase in this fancy hotel and is beating down everybody that gets in his way, and it was all done in more or less one shot. There was a couple little edits that you might be able to spot here and there, but it was just this one continuing sequence of him going up a big set of winding staircases and just annihilating people. So, what's that got to do with chocolate? Well, I'll tell you. Because the people behind that, they made Chocolate, where we had a female lead doing the Tony Jaa style martial arts, like the Muay Thai kickboxing, and it was a really cool movie. But this girl, she was like mentally handicapped, but she watched a lot of martial arts movies, and oh yeah, there was a martial arts dojo next door. She'd watch the guys practice and everything, and her mom gets in some trouble with some local bad guys, and this little lady takes it upon herself to go out there and beat the living hell out of all these people bothering her mom. Some really, really great martial arts choreography in that. Killer fight scenes, and I am a sucker for a martial arts movie that has a female lead who just does an amazing, and a female lead who convincingly carries the freaking movie. And this is what Jija Yanin did in Chocolate. Yeah, I already saw Chocolate, and I already saw another movie she did, which I believe is called Raging Phoenix. Yeah, Raging Phoenix is what it was called. But I haven't seen This Girl is Badass. Yes, that's the title of the movie. This Girl is Badass. And actually, this girl is badass. She does amazing martial arts fighting scenes, and wow. Why haven't I watched this? This Girl is Badass. Apparently she plays a bicycle messenger who ends up beating the shit out of people. That's good enough for me. As long as she beats people up, I'm happy. And apparently a lot of that happens in this movie. This Girl is Badass. That's the name of the movie. And it's also a natural fact. This Jija Yanin is a freaking badass. And another swig of courage. Pungent. This is probably going to be the most controversial movie of the whole stack. This is a movie called Killer Joe. If you haven't heard about Killer Joe, when this came out, this was NC-17. Yeah, NC-17. Try to think of the last time you saw a movie come out that was rated NC-17. Most of you probably don't even know what NC-17 is, because it's been that long since there's been an NC-17 movie. NC-17, if you don't know, is one step above R and one step below X. Okay? The reason why you don't see a lot of movies rated NC-17 is because a lot of theaters around the country will not show an NC-17 movie. They just won't. Because they're afraid of, getting picketed by various people, negative publicity and all that. And, you're not going to show this in the same multiplex that you're showing, the re-release of The Lion King or some shit. And if you're wondering, why is this an NC-17? Well, here's why. It's about a young guy, I believe in Texas, who owes some bad people a lot of money. And the only way that he can think of to get enough money fast enough to pay these guys off to keep them from, killing him, is by killing his own mother and raking in the money from the insurance policy. Now, of course, he can't do this himself because he's a little punk ass. But it turns out there's a local cop who, on the side, does some hitman work, Killer Joe, played by Matthew McConaughey, no less, who is willing to do the job for him. Just go in there, kill his mom. But the kid, like I said, he's strapped for cash. He's got no way of paying Killer Joe up front. So here's where we're getting to the NC-17 stuff, kids. Killer Joe decides, hey, you know what? You got this really hot underage sister. I'm going to keep her as a retainer until the job is done, you get your money, and you pay me off. So, yes, basically this kid's going to rent his kid sister to Killer Joe here, or lease her out, I guess, until he does the job and gets his money. And this is supposed to be a really dark, twisted, violent, freaking story. Matthew McConaughey is supposed to be freaking stone cold awesome in this movie. A lot of people said he should have got a Best Actor nomination for this, and of course it didn't because not everybody saw it because it was NC-17. This is the unrated director's cut. Okay, so I can only imagine how much nastier this movie could get. Wow, yeah, so Matthew McConaughey, who else is this? Gina Gershon, Thomas Hayden Church. So, it sounds like a really dark, nasty, twisted little murder crime tale here. And yeah, like I said, this is probably going to be the nastiest movie on the list. So, Killer Joe is on the list. So, there you have it. Those are the movies. And let's see, I believe I'm up to, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Yeah, that's 16 movies you have to pick from. Like I said, I'm going to see if I can if I can rig up some way to do a poll, put that on Facebook. If not, yeah, just put a comment in the little thing down there. Not in the YouTube video, but in the Facebook thing. So I'm just going to put this on YouTube, on the Facebook page. Because, hey, who the hell looks at my YouTube videos? No one. No one looks at it. So that's it. I am going to watch one of these a month. Do a video, tell you what I think about them. Give you my impressions on it. If I think it's good, I'll recommend it to you. If I think it sucks, I will flat out tell you it sucks. Like Lone Ranger, fuck that movie. Don't ever watch that Johnny Depp Lone Ranger movie. I swear to you, you will want to gouge out your own eyes with your thumbs if you watch that movie. Don't ever. That movie sucked! So, make your pick, make your choice. I will try to get that poll thing set up. And, like I said, the plan is I'm going to watch every single one of these. That's the plan. I'm not going to skip out on any of them, even the Rum Diary. So, pick the one you want. That's the one I will do first. And then the rest of them, I'll do whichever order that I end up doing it in. But I really don't see a lot of you guys voting for Darkest Hour. I really don't. So that being said, whew, I think I exhausted myself with my Lone Ranger hate. Choose wisely. And choose well. Because the first movie is in your grubby little hands. Good night!